All right, today you were to have filled out a chart from the book of Daniel comparing the statue in Nebuchadnezzar's dream and the figures in Daniel's dream. So let's go over that together. All right, ready? The statue. Okay, I got to remember what was it that needed to be filled in.
Just everything except the interpretation.
Okay, so all right, I tell you what, I'm going to have because I don't have indicated where the blanks are on this. So let's just go down through the statue. We'll start with John. Tell me the first thing, and then we'll keep going. All right. First thing is
the head was golden.
That's right. Any question? Okay. Next.
The breast and arms were silver.
Correct. Next.
The bellies and thighs were bronze.
Correct, or brass. Some translations say. Next.
The legs were iron.
Correct. Next.
I wasn't here for this.
Okay. Time to bring that up as before we start going over it, but that's okay. We'll just let you fill it in as we go here, rather than have you get behind on this. Where are we? Feet?
Yeah, the feet equal part iron and part clay.
Right. And then lastly,
And then it's the stone shattered.
the stone or the rock shattered the feet of the statue, which caused the statue to fall down. All right. Now we compare that to Daniel's dream. And Zach, what's the first thing we see there?
Daniel came for the lion.
The winged lion, yes. And what's the next one, John?
Bear.
Right. And what's the next one, Matt?
Not bird, a leopard.
A leopard, a winged leopard.
Winged leopard.
Let's get the winged part in there, because that's important. And then next?
It was a creature with iron teeth and 10 horns.
Yeah, it's really hard to even say what that was. It's a brutal, vicious beast, just a monster, really you could call it, right? All right, now the interpretation, I told you not to bother filling it in, but let's see whether you can figure it out. Let's see if we have a slide that will help us here. Yeah, we'll go to that after we see if you can figure it out. Okay, the head of gold and the winged lion are the same kingdom. What kingdom do you think that would be? Why?
Because they were at the top.
Yeah, in fact, Daniel says to Nebuchadnezzar, the head of gold, O king, is you. The winged lion, remember that was one of the symbols of Babylon as well. So Babylon is the head of gold. Okay? Now, the other civilizations were not yet in existence. So this is a prophecy about these civilizations that would follow. So what do these two dreams signify, or what does it end up being, the next civilization? What is it? What ends up being the bear or the breast and arms of silver? What does that end up being? Anybody know what the next one is after Babylon? Persia, right? Good. So write Persia in there. And then we have a winged leopard and the belly and thighs of brass. Anybody know what would be the next one after that?
Greece.
Greece, right. And then we have the legs of iron or the monster. What do you think the monster is there, Griff?
Rome.
Rome is correct. Now, we run out of animals, but we keep going with part of the statue. So next we have the feet being part iron and part clay. The legs were iron, and then as it got down to the feet, it kind of mixed with clay. Any idea what that would be? Because it's still the iron, it's mixed, it's still Rome. But it's Rome getting weaker. Because Rome lasts a long time. Rome lasts longer than any of these other civilizations. And so it gets mixed with clay. And then what is the rock or the stone that shatters the feet? Anybody have an idea what that would be? That's Christ. All right, so here they are as the beasts. And I'll explain to you why the beast relates to each one here. I've already explained that Babylon, the winged lion is a symbol you see all over Babylon, Babylonian stuff. Okay, why the lopsided bear? That's the Persian Empire. It's raised up on one side, indicating that one side of the bear is stronger than the other. Well, the Persian Empire was really made up of two kingdoms that came together, the Medes and the Persians. And the Medes were weaker than the Persians, so one side was stronger than the other. It has 3 ribs in its mouth, and that's a reference to the 3 nations that they conquered, which were Babylon, Egypt, and Lydia. So you see the specifics of the animals relate to certain things that actually happened later. The Grecian winged leopard. Why would it be winged, do you think? What would wings do for a leopard?
Fly.
It could fly, which means it could go faster, right? And that's what it indicates for Greece. Alexander the Great traveled faster and conquered more land than any other man in all recorded history. It moved fast. Now, this leopard also has another feature. Did you notice? It has 4 heads. 4-headed leopard. What does that mean? Well, as we're going to see when we get to Alexander the Great, when he died, there was no successor. He wasn't old enough to have had an older son to train, and so the kingdom was divided up by his 4 generals. So it became a 4-headed leopard. And then the one-horned monster, terrible teeth. Down here is Rome. And there are some details there about the little horn, the 10 horns, and there are lots of different understandings about what that means. Some try to portray that as something that's going to happen in the future yet today. Some look at it as the past. It's interesting if you look at Hippolytus, the Bishop of Rome. Let's see, he wrote, I can't remember what century it was, some of the early centuries of Christianity. He wrote that the toes of clay and iron are the same as the 10 horns on the beast, which are 10 democracies with 10 kings. So he saw it as 10 nations that were a part of that. I don't know. Not sure where that fits in. The little horn springing up seems to represent the Antichrist that will set up the kingdom of Judah. The 3 horns plucked up by the roots are the 3 kings of Egypt, Libya, and Ethiopia. When he has conquered all, he will prove himself a terrible and savage tyrant and will cause tribulation and persecution to the saints, exalting himself against them. I have quotation from one person. And then after that, the stone, who is Christ, will come, subverting all kingdoms and giving the kingdom to the saints. This is the great mountain. All right, now, in looking at this, there are a number of things that it could mean. It's important, if, as far as possible, we look at and see whether historically these things represent anything, and it becomes a little difficult when you're looking at all the different aspects of this, the 10 horns and the little horn that's there. Does it refer to something that would happen in the near future or at the end of Rome, or is it something still yet future, or something that's debated? All right, so we won't be able to solve that here today. All right, let's see. I want to give you time now to work on an internet assignment. And so we need to get our Chromebooks, and then if you look in your papers, you'll see a page that's entitled The 7 Wonders of the Ancient World. 7 Wonders of the Ancient World. Should have that somewhere in the title at the top of the page. You're finding it. It's an internet activity page. find me in? What's it after?
It's right after the plagues.
After after the Egyptian plagues. Oh, okay. So it's back a little ways. All right, we skipped forward, and we're going to come back to that. All right. So as soon as you find that page, go on down and get a Chromebook, and I want you to find out as much as you can about the 7 wonders of the ancient world. And then there's also an assignment for tomorrow, which is to read and take notes on Daniel 1 through 4 and Daniel 7 to 8.